How's it going, everybody? In this video I am going to be showing you how the Jeep drives, tell you what I like about how it drives and what, I don't. But first is how it'd be as a daily driver. Let me tell you first, it would suck. It's kind of rough to ride, it's very loud, it smells like gas all the time, you're never in a hurry to get anywhere. But that's also what I like about it. If you're not in a hurry, you're not really trying to basically get anywhere fast. It's so nice. I mean, even though it is bouncy and kind of rough, I mean, it's a Jeep, that's kind of what they do. And it all makes it worth it once you can take it, where there's no pavement. It makes it so much better. If you're gonna start this in degrees above 60 or so degrees, you always need the choke out, but once you start it up, you can put the choke in about halfway until it hits just past the C on the temperature gauge. But you can still drive with the temperature below the C as long as the choke's halfway pulled out. If it's above 60 degrees, when you pull the choke out and you start it up, it probably will take a little while because it's carbureted and they kind of suck, but different story. Then you have to let it run for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then you can put it back in about halfway, and then you can continue to drive. You just need to let it warm up because carburetors like to be a little bit warmer. But let's get it out on the road and I'll show you how it drives. Alright, so before I take it for a ride, remember to hit that subscribe button and like this video. So I don't know if you could tell in the video, but everything shakes. The motor mounts are very tiny, they have very minimal rubber in it, so it shakes the whole Jeep, which is okay. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but you can feel every single piston shock. Also, you can hear it. There's only one rear muffler, and it's a 1960 design, so it's not very good. All right, so we got it out on the road. As you can hear, it's very loud. So as you can hear, it's very loud. A lot of wind noise, a lot of engine noise, a lot of exhaust noise. Which, that's just how it is. I mean, we can play the radio, but it has to be on full blast. There's really no combating that. You get a little rest when you're coming to a stop, but besides that, not too much. And you can tell right as you floor it too, right at acceleration, starting from a stop, it gets very loud because you gotta floor it. You're not getting anywhere with only about 40-50 horsepower out of this dinky little 4-cylinder. Also, because it has the T90, it doesn't have a synchronized first gear, so every time you grind into it a little bit, which is no big deal, but that's just how it is. So even when you're going downhill and you're letting the engine do all the braking, you can still hear it gets very loud. Alright, so you can see it handles very rough. It's still very loud on the street. There's nothing really going for it. You don't have heated seats, you don't have cooled seats. I mean, the thing you got for it is having the wind go through your hair, and that's pretty much it. You have no power, 50 horsepower through so much gearing basically does nothing. The transmission doesn't really have a low gear. The lowest gear it has is like a 3.23, which is nothing at all. It's a manual, which now Americans don't like that much. It also has no power brakes, and the clutch also is not hydraulic, so it's super hard to push. You have a throttle bar, so it's not even a string that pulls. It's actually a metal rod that pushes and has linkages going up to the carburetor to actually open up the carb. So it's even more, touchy than any other throttle in the whole world. You have a manual choke, so you have to let it warm up and have to know when to turn the choke on and off. The emergency brake is not very good because it only has one and it's right by the transfer case. You know, there's absolutely nothing going for it. But because it strips it all the way down to bare bones, it makes it one of the best cars to drive. Not to daily drive, but just get out and take a drive for it, you know, a weekend, maybe in the afternoon. It's absolutely wonderful. So I wouldn't change anything in this Jeep. You know, I should probably wait till winter, and even though I'm probably not going to drive it, if I do, I might want a hard or soft top with some doors, but it's okay for now. I mean, I don't drive it in the winter, even though we don't put salt on the roads, which is good. And this is probably one of the most recognizable, or most people actually like this type of vehicle, because you get the old guy that gives you the thumbs up every single time you pass him. You got the Jeep people that love any type of Jeep. So I feel like you get the most people staring and looking at this vehicle, which, you know, you might like it, you might not, but you do get the most. So if you've never driven an old Jeep, I mean, it's wonderful. If you don't know how to drive a manual, these are one of the easiest manuals to drive or to learn on, because their clutch is pretty much like a foot long. Like you can just let it out and you have so much clutch engagement. It's insanely easy to drive. So this is probably my favorite vehicle to drive. You know, I'm not daily driving this, so if I was, I'd probably absolutely hate it. But this is not a daily driver. No one usually daily drivers anything 50 years old. But thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. If you want to see some off-road footage of this Jeep, or just some on-road footage, whatever you'd like, just let me know. We'll see what I can make happen. But thank you guys all for watching. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.